Good morning. Amid the gloom that we seem to be having with the COVID resurgence, we unfortunately have another sad news to share. We're gathered here today to pay our respects to Dr. Rita Sood, former professor and head of the Department of Medicine, who unfortunately passed away a few days ago on the 8th of April after battling an illness for the last few years. Many of us who've been students have been taught by her and then have worked with her guidance over the last few years. And the messages that you see on numerous fora, even people who were simply taught by her and have moved on and have probably never met her again, simply speak for the immense respect and love that she had among people whom she came in contact with, both as a teacher and as a colleague. She very valiantly battled an illness over the last few years. And many of us who met her during that period, also when she would come here, would find her fully accepting of what she had and totally cheerful in her discussions with or talks with all of us. It's unfortunately a sad loss for the Institute and for many of us. I request Dr. Sanjeev Sinha, Professor of Medicine, to say a few words about Madam.
Good morning. Professor Rita Sood had been a part of AIMS family for almost 4 decades. She joined the Department of Medicine in the year 1982 as a senior resident, working under the renowned professor, respected J.S. Koleria, whom she considered to be her mentor and role model. From then, there was no looking back for Dr. Sood, who put her heart and soul into her work and built a wonderful career. She was an excellent clinician who always emphasized the importance of clinical skills and the bedside clinical examination. But more than a doctor, she was a committed medical educationist who truly enjoyed teaching and influenced the lives of hundreds of doctors who studies under her and are now successfully practicing all over the world. I worked with her as a senior agent in 1996 and 1997, and later on I worked as a faculty member and had very excellent experience with her. We from Department of Medicine express our condolences and may her soul rest in peace. Our deepest sympathies with her family. Thank you.
If there are any other members of the faculty, staff, and students who would like to say anything about their remembrance of Professor Sood.
So I think of all the people present here and those who are online, I probably have had the longest association with Rita. It goes back to 1973 when we both joined Lady Hardinge Medical College for our undergraduate course. My name being from A and hers being from R, we had quite a, our roll numbers were quite apart. And often we would, or most of the time, we would be in different batches. So I would not know her much at that time, but whatever I heard was that she was one of the brightest students of our class. The teachers spoke very highly of her. In fact, she was cited many times in front of us being a very disciplined student. But in 1980, when both of us joined MD Medicine, we came very close. We were staying in the same PG hostel in Lady Hardinge, just a couple of rooms away. And there were just 4 of us who were doing MD Medicine, and one was married, one was about to get married. So it happened that me and Rita used to hang out together very often. We would study together. In the evenings, we'll go to the wards to discuss cases. She was absolutely focused with absolutely focused on the job at hand with no distractions. I still remember that her family, which used to stay quite close by in Paharganj, her mother and sometimes her brother will come with very nice hot food from home and something that we would both enjoy and have a feast in the evening. Uh, in 1982, when both of us did our MD, she joined AIMS as a senior resident. I joined DM in cardiology. And we would be in touch a little bit, but then she got married to Dr. Arun Sood, who was also a cardiologist. And then we happened to meet in some of the meetings because of cardiology being common with both of us. And in 1985, we both joined as a faculty at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And as luck would have it, we were staying very close to each other in the same block in Ayurveda Nagar, where our families also came quite close. My son and her son, Varun, they used to play together because they were often almost the same age. And I remember an incident where my son got locked inside. He was just 1.5 years old. I wasn't at home. Rita happened to be at home. We didn't have cell phones in those days. So she immediately went to the local inquiry office, got a carpenter, got the window broken, and then entered inside. And we only came to know of this incident in the evening. So I think besides being an absolutely good clinician and teacher, as Dr. Sinha has said, she was a very good human being. She would help anybody and everybody as and when required. I think the last I met her for a significant length of time was in Maldives, when both of us had gone for a meeting. And we spent 4-5 days together, something that we had not done for a long time. And unfortunately, soon after that, she was diagnosed with that illness in the following year in April. I had not visited her much during these 3 years that she was suffering, simply because of the risk of infection that I may bring to her. But I used to see her taking a stroll in the area between C1, C2. And initially, she'll be walking with her husband always by her side. Later on, she would be doing that in a wheelchair, with her husband being again by her side. I think Arun has been a very dedicated husband, and the whole family has been excellent. She was a clinician par excellence, as all of us know. And for any patient in the ward, she would sometimes just ring me up if the echocardiography is getting delayed or something, and she'll ask me to take personal note of it and get it done. She was a born teacher. Whenever we had students coming from MD medicine to cardiology side, I can sense that they had utmost respect for her capabilities, clinician, and a teacher. Yes, I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss her unassuming, down-to-earth temperament, her upfront nature. She always believed in speaking the truth whatsoever, if anybody likes it or not. I think it's a goodbye from me too soon. May God grant her eternal peace. My prayers are with her and her family, her husband Arun, and very bright children that they have, Varun and Akshay, both being IITians, and other family members. Thank you.
Namaskar. It is my duty to pay tributes to Dr. Rita Sood, with whom I had the pleasure of working for long years in KL Cimet, AIMS. Let me share my screen. Dr. Rita Sood is physician by profession, but medical educationist by passion. And her journey from clinician to medical educator, administrator, and leader in health professions education is full of adventure. I had a long collaboration with Madam from 1991. In fact, as for administering CIMET, we took part in the faculty development. We published several papers and books. And more than that, we could network at the national and the international level, bringing credit to AIMS as well as enriching the field of medical education in India. The 4 Ds, I call it, which identify Dr. Rita Sood. She is disciplined and she is deeply committed to duty and dedication and determination. She is highly determined to achieve whatever she wants. And lastly, the dignity of labor. I was really surprised, though I was her subordinate, she used to call me as Adkoli Sap. So that shows how much respect she had for the colleagues. With her passion, first of all, she did her FAMER fellowship in Philadelphia, and after that, she was the faculty of FAMER also. And medical education in India was an area wherein Dr. Rita Sood's contribution will be remembered. We conducted a national conference of medical education, NCME 2007. After that, about 9 conferences have been organized. And an Academy of Health Professions Educators has been formed, and she was the founder president of this academy. Not only that, she also became the president of Southeast Asia Regional Association for Medical Education, which is called CIRAMI. As a CIRAMI member, she represented CIRAMI in the World Federation of Medical Education, which is a very, very important contribution. If I have to say 3 words about Dr. Rita Sood, it is passion, persistence, and perfection. Whatever she did with passion, and she persisted it. And perfection is her hallmark. She had obsession for quality and attention to the details. No doubt I used to write well, but whenever I used to send my draft, she used to put all the punctuation marks, grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes, and putting full stop and giving my paper a better quality, which I appreciate. And during NCME 2007, the national conference, she took care to see all the minute details, right from making the learning resources, audiovisuals, even catering. Even she checked the quality of tablecloth and the utensils used by the caterer. That shows her passion for excellence and quality. And she was mentored by Dr. Usha Nair, but she returned her mentoring by mentoring innumerable number of clinicians, medical educators, residents, staff, and students. So I can't say Dr. Rita Sood is no more, because she has left behind a legacy of leadership development. So my prayers to Dr. Rita Sood, and I only wish that her blessings and her inspiration will drive us for better tomorrow, for making difference to the lives of individuals and the society. Thank you. Namaskar.
Despite being so senior here, I can still call her my teacher, because my first interaction with her was when, as an undergraduate, she had joined as a senior resident. And we were posted as students and she was posted as a senior resident. I remember my first interaction with her because we had a patient of elderly man who had a bee sting and had gone into shock. The speed with which she reacted, putting an IV line at that time used to be very difficult, and she put in an IV line and treated the patient with adrenaline and dopamine, etc., and the patient got revived. The other thing that I would like to emphasize about her is her empathy for her patients. And whenever there would be any problem in the ward, she would take personal care. I remember having received phone calls from her for issues related to hematuria, UTI, for any patient. I mean, not only a patient who was known to anybody, but for a poor patient, a totally unknown person, if there would be any clinical problem in the ward, she would take personal interest. These are the only 2 things that I would like to speak to about her. Thank you.
My association with Professor Sood has been for almost 3 decades as an undergraduate and a postgraduate, and subsequently as a faculty colleague. When I joined as a faculty, since the time I joined, I have been in the same unit as her. She was a clinician par excellence. Her rounds in the ward are still remembered by all the postgraduates who have done their MD. And after her rounds, I'm sure there was no stone unturned about any patient. Nothing was missed. And there used to be long rounds, but at the end of it, there was nothing that was missed, and everything appeared to be in order. As a human being, she was an excellent human being. I think, apart from being a good clinician, being a good human being was her greatest quality. She was very supportive. She had a lot of empathy for patients as well as for her students. And she was a very gracious host. We still remember the few of the dinners for exams. During the, for example, postgraduate, undergraduate exams, it was customary to have a dinner hosted by the head of the department. So we still cherish the memories of those few dinners. She was a person who was very straightforward. If she liked something, she will appreciate it very well. But if she didn't like something, she will tell on your face that, see, this is something which is not right. You know, that was her quality. She was not a person to keep some ill feelings inside and keep on thinking or try to think to do something bad about the person. Whatever was there, it was upfront. We all will miss her deeply, and I wish her soul rests in peace, and may God give strength to the family to bear this loss. Thank you.
I have known Dr. Rita Sood since the day I joined Institute in 2005. Our offices were located in front of each other. The day I joined, for first few, I think first 10, 15 days, she was not here. And she was had got excellent humanistic values. I think my first few days, I think it was my first month in my ward, we had a patient with very serious medical problems. And I requested Dr. Sood that if she could transfer this patient to under her care in the medicine ward. And I think the same day evening, the patient was transferred. This thing is always a very difficult decision because usually the clinicians are not able to accommodate such requests so soon. So this shows her great human values. We always pass each other in the corridors. In fact, last 3 years, I have always been missing her, seeing her room closed, and she has been an excellent teacher, excellent clinician. We had often frequent interactions and cross referrals. So she'll always be missed. I share grief of the family, and the institute is at a great loss, and I know further words.
Good morning. So, Madam was a teacher and a guiding force for not only our students but also for young consultants like me. So, I've been acquainted directly with Madam since 2016 end, when I was posted as an assistant professor in her unit, and I've seen her from close quarters, and I've learned a lot from her. Now, Madam had some very endearing qualities, and she always set an example in front of us. She was very sincere. She was very methodical and very systematic. we remember that our academic duties, be it CCR, CGR, they were always delegated to us almost a year in advance. And we used to get timely reminders. Um, so we learned being methodical, being systematic, tried to learn it from her. So talking about CCR, CGR, I remember, my first experience with CCR. As a young faculty, I tried to mentor some residents in the first CCR, which we presented from Unit 1. So the CCR, I thought it went well until the time, questions were fielded. Some tough questions were fielded from some quarters, which I had difficulty in answering. So obviously she was there and she got up and she answered the questions, and she kind of shielded us, me and the residents. And the CCR was over. I didn't know what to think until I got a phone call asking, me and the residents to come to her office. So, when a head of the department calls you after CCR, which hasn't gone too well, you obviously brace yourself. So I braced myself. But in the when we met her in the room, she first of all congratulated us for our efforts. Then she put down certain points by which we could have improved our presentation, our delivery, and finally she signed off saying that we would do better, much better next time. So that was her trademark style of giving feedback, where you squeeze the negative points in between the positive points. I knew nothing about that of giving feedback. I learned from her itself, that this is how you're supposed to give feedback to improve reception, to improve the appreciation in front of the person who's standing in front of you. So I tend to forget what was the exact topic of the CCR, but I do remember the words that she said and how she said it. It meant a lot to me. It was affectionate and caring, and I felt very good that I received these feedbacks, and I still try to use them wherever I can. Madam was a teacher, more than a teacher. She was, as I said, very sincere, very affectionate, very caring. I believe that though she is no more with us, but her guidance, her words, her blessings, they would always stay with me. They would always stay with us. Thank you.
I have joined AIMS in the year 2012, and I can still remember that she has given me the emotional support at that time. I was from outside, and I got lost in this. So she used to stand by me, and I joined later on after 1 year or so after joining AIMS. I joined her unit, and we all learned a lot from her. Of some important things are, it's not difficult to be organized, it's not difficult to be disciplined, and it's not difficult to still be a affectionate, good human being, even if you are delivering your professional duty. So these are the few things. I guess there are many more, but these are the things that will remain with me, and I would try my best. This would be the best tribute that I can give her, to remember the things that she has taught me by leading as an example, as a role model. So,
I had a couple of occasions to interact with Madam Rita Sood in different capacities, unlike her departmental colleagues. I was interested in Indian Association for Advancement of Medical Education, and Professor J.S. Bajaj assigned certain responsibility to me in that association to bring out the Journal of Indian Journal of Medical Education and a few other activities. Madam Rita Sood had always been interested in medical education, and she had done a lot of work.
So she wanted to know a few things regarding the association and what could be done further. So I shared with her that Professor J.S. Bajaj is president of Southeast Asian Association for Advancement of Medical Education. And she wanted to know more about that. And subsequently, she persisted with her interest in medical education, and she also became president of CRME, which was her passion. The other thing is, when I was serving as honorary secretary of NAMS, she became the fellow of National Academy of Medical Sciences in the year 2010. And she was very meticulous. She had so many qualities. And the other association that I had with her was my younger sister was a student in the Department of Medicine. She did MD Medicine. And Professor Rita Sood were very affectionate and fond of her. So these were a few interactions that I had with Madam Rita Sood. And I pray to God to grant eternal peace to her noble soul.
I was Professor Rita Sood ma'am's student in the Department of Medicine. She was, as everybody else has already told, she was an excellent clinician and a compassionate human being. More than all that, I would like to say that she was deeply interested in teaching the residents, and she was a perfectionist. I would, I am reminded of the fact that I did my seminar in medicine with ma'am, and she was an extremely dedicated, and she asked us to meet at least 1 month before the seminar. And I had already mailed her, and she had gone through each and every slide. And when I went to meet her, she chiseled out every slide and corrected and made it an excellent presentation. And I still remember that prior to the day of the presentation, at evening at 7 o'clock, she called me for the rehearsal. Till 9 o'clock, both of us were sitting in our medicine seminar room, and she actually helped me modulate how I have to speak for the introduction slide, how I carry on with the presentation, and finish off the presentation in a smooth manner. And I also remember the rounds that she used to take. She actually shaped the way that our medicine residents approached clinical and bedside medicine. I have also worked with her as a senior resident in the Department of Medicine when she was the external examiner. And she had this unique style of examining the students. Even though the exams went on till 9 p.m. at night, she was not tired at the end of the day. She was examining each student with the same dedication and vigor as she was doing at 9 a.m. in the morning. And with great grief, I would say that this is a huge loss to our AIMS Department of Medicine.
So I request you to say a few words. Thank you.
I have known Dr. Rita Sood before I joined AIMS as a faculty, but I really came to know her closely when I joined the Department of Medicine and had the opportunity to work with her, even under her, when she was head of one of the units in medicine. And over a period of time, I really came to admire her as a person. She was simple, straightforward, but very dedicated to her work. And for us at that point in time, it was really a treat to see the involvement that she had in patient care and as far as academic activities were concerned. Her rounds were very meticulous. She would really spend a lot of time in looking after each issue that would crop up as far as patients were concerned. I remember that even while I was, when she was the unit head and I was working under her, she was really passionate about making sure that we had good academics in the unit. We would have multiple meetings of how can we have better bedsides, teaching for the undergraduates and postgraduates. Many of the PG bedsides we would take together in the
seminar room at the end of the D2 ward where cases would be presented. And I remember sitting for many hours together and really discussing multiple cases as far as the PG presentation was concerned. She was passionate about making how we could improve medical education. And I still remember sitting in her office and then trying to make OSCEs for how to really assess undergraduate students for simple things. Still remember the OSCE that we made for assessment of blood pressure. What are the steps that should be taken by an undergraduate student during assessment to make sure that he knows how to take the blood pressure properly? From cough to asking the patient, taking the patient's permission, to feeling the pulse. So all of them we made in a structured manner. Use that for the undergraduate assessment with a tick mark to make sure that all of this was done. She was very passionate about all of this. And similarly, as far as training program was concerned. So for the Department of Medicine, and I think for the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, this is a huge loss, an untimely loss, because she had such a lot to give to medical education and to the institute. There was so much passion that she had, and when she had become head of the department, she really wanted to change things in a big way as far as proper training of both undergraduates and postgraduates was concerned. She was passionately involved with CMET, with various programs. And I still remember, even when she was not well, she did come for an activity in CMET, although she had come on a wheelchair and she sat on the chair and then she had a discussion with all the participants in that workshop in CMET while she was having difficulty in walking. So that was the passion that she had as far as medical education was concerned. So it's a great loss, and I just pray that may her soul rest in peace, and may her family have strength to bear her loss. Because for all of us who are part of the AIMS family, this is really and truly a big loss. Thank you.
In view of the pandemic restrictions, we will not be gathering to offer floral tributes, but may I request everybody to stand to observe a moment's silence. Thank you. So we generally aren't doing it because of those who still would like to come up and with maintaining distancing are free to do so. We just please maintain your distance so we don't have infection transmission.